Today on the Stay at Home Chef, I'm showing you how to make homemade frozen pizzas. I've been making my own homemade frozen pizzas for years. At first, people laughed at me because who does that? Who makes their own homemade frozen pizza? Well, I do. It's super convenient to always have homemade frozen pizzas in my freezer, and they're actually really easy to make. It only takes about 15 minutes of hands-on time to get it going, and then you always have dinner ready to go in your freezer. Start with 1.5 tablespoons of instant dry yeast, then add in 1.5 tablespoons of brown sugar, 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and 2 cups of lukewarm water. Since we're using instant dry yeast, there's no need to let this sit in proof. Next, we're going to add in 5 cups of all-purpose flour. Dump that all into the stand mixer and get it mixing. It only takes about 5 minutes to put your dough together, and let me tell you, this is way better than anything you can buy in the frozen section at the grocery store. Once the dough is smooth and pulls away from the sides of the bowl, turn it off, and we can transfer this to a lightly greased bowl to rise. This bowl has been lightly greased with nonstick cooking spray, so I just like to turn it around a little bit so that a little bit of grease gets all over the dough. Then we pop a towel on and let it rise until it's double in size, which will take about 90 minutes to 2 hours. When it's done, you'll want to turn the dough out onto a clean countertop and divide it into 3 equal pieces. Then you're going to take a rolling pin and start rolling them out into circles. Just keep on rolling. Stretch out the dough. This recipe makes 3 16-inch crusts. Now, if you're feeling particularly talented, you can pick up your crust and give it a toss. And then just slide it onto a pizza tray. I'm using these aluminum restaurant pizza pans, but you could also cut out some clean cardboard into a 16-inch circle. Once you have all 3 crusts, you can start adding toppings. I start, of course, with my quick and easy homemade 2-minute pizza sauce. It's really easy to make. It's basically just a can of tomato sauce, a can of tomato paste, some spices, a little bit of garlic, and you have the best pizza sauce. Trust me. You can actually top these with any toppings you want, really. Any combination will do. Today I'm going pretty traditional with some mozzarella, some pepperoni. I think I'll throw some veggies on this one as well. These are easily customizable to your own personal taste preferences. You can use different sauces and different toppings. You can make all 3 pizzas the same or all 3 pizzas a little bit different and mix and match. And the best part is, it's not that hard to do a double batch and make 6 pizzas on this. It's actually one of my favorite freezer meals ever. You can see I like to go the all 3 a little bit different route, including one with a little bit of stuffed crust going on. Since these are a thin crust pizza, there's no need to par-bake the crust. I'm telling you, it couldn't get any easier. At this point, I just pop them in the freezer and freeze them until solid. Once they're frozen solid, I wrap them in plastic wrap so that they stay good in the freezer longer and don't get any freezer burn. Once you're ready to eat, preheat an oven to 500 degrees, and I like to make sure that a pizza stone is in there too. And then you just pop the frozen pizza crust directly onto a pan or pizza stone. Give it about 12 to 15 minutes in the oven until the cheese is bubbling and brown, and you are ready to eat. Thanks for watching. You can find the full written recipe in the video description. Be sure to subscribe and check out the rest of my channel where you can find hundreds of restaurant quality recipes you can easily make at home. See you later.